Okay, so now what we're looking at is the special angle pairs that we have created by parallel lines and transversals. If you guys remember, when you have two lines that are parallel, and we'll put little parallels here, and they're cut by this line, which is called a transversal, we had all those special little angle pairs that were created. Corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side interior, same side exterior, right? Okay, so this is going to ask you to actually apply that knowledge and set up an equation. So it tells you here that CD is parallel to AB. Now remember, that's what those two vertical lines mean. That means parallel. So CD is this line. I'm going to go ahead and mark this line with a little arrow. Is parallel to AB, which is this line. So these two guys are parallel. So you can see we have a situation just like this. So now you can start matching things up. Now, easy way to remember this, all of the acute angles are the same. They're congruent, and all of the obtuse angles are congruent or the same. If you have a pair that has a congruent, that has an obtuse angle and an acute angle, they're not equal, they add to 180. That's all you have to remember. So it says the measure of angle EGD. Okay, first of all, what is EGD? Guys, follow the letters. EGD. That's this angle right here. The measure of angle EGD is equal to 2x minus 8. So I'm going to put 2x minus 8 in there. Okay? And the measure of angle BHF, follow the letters, BHF, that's this angle right here, and put two arcs there, is equal to 5x plus 13. Now if you look at the picture, I have an acute angle and an obtuse angle. So they're not equal. That means they add to 180. So what you're going to have to do is set up an equation and actually solve for x, knowing that 2x minus 8 plus 5x plus 13 has to equal 180. Again, I have an acute angle and I've got an obtuse angle. Whenever you have parallel lines cut by a transversal and the lines are parallel, all these little pairs become congruent if they're all the same acute angle or all the same obtuse angle. But when you've got an acute and an obtuse, they obviously can't be equal, so they add to 180. So then you're going to come through and you're going to solve this using algebra, your favorite thing in the world. Let's combine like terms. 2x plus 5x is 7x, and negative 8 plus 13 is 5. So all I've done is combine the x terms and combine the constants, which are our numbers. Now let's get the x term all by itself. That's a positive 5, so to move it to the other side, I'm going to subtract it. So 7x equals 175. And then I'm going to do the last step, which is to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 7 by what's in front of the x. Okay? And I'm going to get x equals 25. And that is your answer. So when you come over and look at your answer choices, 25. Now, if this is a multiple choice test, you could actually set up your equation and plug in all the answers and see which one makes the equation work to 180. I don't like that. It is a final. If you can do that, that's okay. But you really need to know how to do the algebra. So once again, make sure that you're cautious and you know which ones are equal and which ones add to 180. So with that being said, let's look at the next one, which is going to be along the same lines. I'm sorry if you can see all of the writing on the other side. So we have the same type of question here, and it tells you once again down here at the bottom that AB is parallel to FD. So AB is this line, and put a little arrow, is parallel to FD. Put a little arrow. Remember, the arrows mean parallel. That's just how I indicate parallel. The measure of angle BER, so let's follow that. BER, that's this angle right here. The measure of BER is 4x minus 6. And is that acute or an obtuse angle? It's acute. Okay, so all the other acute angles will be the same. The other obtuses will add to it to get 180. So let's check out what we have. The measure of angle DFS. DFS. If you go this way, come down here, DFS, you have 2x plus 12. So that is an obtuse angle, which means these two angles are not equal. They actually are supplementary, which means they add to 180. So you're going to set up your equation, 4x minus 6 plus 2x plus 12 equals 180. Then I'm going to go through, combine my like terms. I've got 4x and 2x, that gives me 6x. Negative 6 plus 12 gives me a plus 6 equals 180. Again, in keeping with the algebra scheme, I want to get the x all by itself, so that's a positive 6, so I'm going to subtract it to get it away. So that leaves me with just 6x equals 174. And then your last step, always with algebra, is to divide when you do a simple algebra equation. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and you're going to get 29. And so the answer is J, 29. So that's how you do the equations here when you're using the parallel lines.